Hi, I'm Sally Berensweig, the co-founder and executive director of KidSafe Foundation, and I'm so excited to partner with Kindness Matters to bring you KidSafe safety training. This training will help you in your leadership role as kindness ambassadors to provide guidelines to keep not only the children you work with safe, but yourself safe as well. Safety for you and the children is the #1 priority, and there will be many opportunities you will have through your experience to guide, teach, and be a positive role model to the children in your club. My goal is to provide you with the knowledge and skills to help keep yourself and the children you work with safe. So these are some guidelines that I want you to follow. The following recommendations will help you. A kindness ambassador will never touch a child. And what I mean by that is don't hug a child. What would be a better thing to do would be a high five or a fist bump. A kindness ambassador will never be alone with a child. A kindness ambassador will never manipulate a child into an activity. A kindness ambassador will never make fun of a child or an adult. A kindness ambassador will never ignore a child. A kindness ambassador will never yell. A kindness ambassador will never humiliate children. And a kindness ambassador will never discuss their private lives with the children. The bottom line is you can decrease the risk of a child being harmed simply by actively participating in this training today. The children who are participating in the kindness clubs come from all races, creeds, colors, socioeconomic status, and sexuality. And some may be going through traumatic life experiences. I want to help you to be able to recognize the signs and symptoms of vulnerable children who may be in front of you. So, what makes a child vulnerable? Children with no safety education, children who feel unloved, children who want attention, children who have been taught to keep secrets, children who lack self-confidence and self-esteem, children who are always expected to obey authority no matter what, children who are loners. There are many signs and symptoms of vulnerable children who may be going through adverse child experiences. These are some of the signs that you might see in your setting. Problems walking or sitting, torn or dirty clothing, bruises, picking at skin or pulling hair or cutting. Some emotional signs are sadness and crying, depressed mood or mood swings, fear of people, difficulty trusting, anxiety, anger, or guilt and shame. These vulnerable children need your extra care and inclusion. You are becoming a kindness ambassador because you care about children. I know you are never going to harm children, but there may be some adults around you who don't have safe intentions towards children. People that harm children use a process called grooming. And I want you to be able to recognize what grooming looks like. Grooming is a form of emotional manipulation. It's a way for the offender to gain the trust of the child, of their parents, and potentially of you. You can't tell what's in someone's heart by the way they look. But after this training, you will be better able to recognize inappropriate behaviors and actions. Offenders are patient. They take their time grooming a child, and it goes in stages. The first stage is trying to build friendship and trust. And they do this by acting so loving, above board, a pillar of society. The second stage is giving gifts or rewards. An offender will start giving gifts to a child or rewarding a child, and what they're trying to do is give that child what they're missing. They're missing affection and attention. The offender now gives it to them. The third stage is secrets and threats. An offender will also often ask a child to keep a secret or threaten them if they tell. Once the offender has gone through these stages and feels like if whatever they do, the child will not tell, the abuse cycle begins. So who do you report to and when do you report? It's essential that you remember that you are obligated by law to report any suspicion of abuse. If you think something is too good to be true, if you feel it in your gut, you must report it. And you would report it to the national hotline, 1-800-4-A-CHILD. You only need to have a suspicion that a child is being harmed to report. Again, children need us to be the first line of defense in their safety. Most children usually don't tell when they're being traumatized. So please, please, if you suspect something, report it. Now is a good time to mention the importance of confidentiality. Please only share the information with the people that need to know. As a kindness ambassador, you should always model respect for people's privacy. Now you have the signs and you know what to look for and how to immediately report. But I know it's really important for you to know how to respond to a child if they should report a safety issue to you. If this ever happens, you will stay calm. Don't make promises that you can't keep, like keeping what they're telling you a secret. Don't hug them. Instead, sit side by side and say, "You did the right thing by telling me. This is not your fault." We need to tell someone who knows more what to do and can help you stay safe. Unfortunately, children keep silent when they are suffering. So you will probably never get a disclosure. But as kindness ambassadors, you need to have your eyes wide open so you can be aware of what a child is trying to tell you. KidSafe uses a language of safety that creates a safe, supportive, and communicative environment. Let's discuss 2 examples of our language of safety that you can utilize in your club meetings. The difference between tattling and reporting. Tattling is when a child is coming to tell you something just to get somebody into trouble. But reporting is whenever they come to you with an unsafe situation. I would recommend in your very first club meeting discussing the difference between tattling and reporting with the children. For example, when a child interrupts you just to tell you something, ask them, "Does this have anything to do with safety?" If they say yes, say, "Great job reporting, stop what you're doing, listen, and fix it." If they say no, ask if you can discuss it later and check later to see if it was in fact tattling. Continued teaching of the words tattling versus reporting will help you better manage the children in your club. The second is the circle of safe adults. Every child needs to know that there is a trusted adult they can turn to if they have a problem, they feel confused, they're worried, nervous, or scared. In KidSafe, we call that the circle of safe adults. And right now, your kids in your club may consider you a trusted adult that is in their circle. As a kindness ambassador, you are a role model for the children around you. A role model is a person whose behavior is imitated by others. As a kindness ambassador, your behaviors should be those that should be imitated by the children. The following are characteristics of a positive role model. Children feel safe when you lead by example. Act the way you want other people to act and treat people the way you want to be treated. Allowing the children to see how you work through a problem. Apologize and admit your mistakes. Nobody's perfect. Model that we can learn from our mistakes. Follow through. We want our children to not quit, keep their word, and finish what they start. If you don't follow through, they won't either. Show respect for staff and children. Make sure you're setting a tone of respect in your club. Be an active listener. What I mean by that is I want you to make eye contact. I want you to repeat back words that the children say to you so you make sure you're on the same page and that you're listening without judgment. As a kindness ambassador, you have a great opportunity to model helpful language and behavior. Never make fun of a child, even joking. Show you don't need to shout orders to be heard. Show that you intervene when people are being unkind. Show that you treat all adults and children with respect, and show you never gossip. The children in your care are watching you. If you're positive, they'll be positive. If you're kind, they'll be kind. If you're respectful, they'll be respectful. You are going to be a great kindness ambassador. Now let's put some of these skills to the test. What would you do if you see an adult behaving inappropriately with a child at your club? What I recommend is that you immediately go over and intervene by asking the adult, "May I have a word with you?" This will immediately stop the interaction. Say to the adult, "I'd like to talk to you after the club meeting." After the club meeting, discuss your observations and your concerns in a very respectful manner. And please keep this confidential. However, you will need to visit your ambassador dashboard and fill out an incident report to let your supervisor know. What would you do if you saw two children being unkind to each other in your club? I want you to remember not to single the children out. You can quietly separate the children without calling attention to them, and it's a very good time to sit down and have a kindness club meeting and explain what the kindness is all about. You're ready! So now I want you to imagine yourself as a kindness ambassador. You're in front of a group of students and you're being filmed and it's going to be on the news tonight. Ask yourself, am I creating a safe environment? Am I modeling behaviors that will keep children safe? Am I proud of the way I'm speaking? Am I being respectful? Am I being kind? Am I the best version of myself as a kindness ambassador? As you begin on this incredible journey of spreading kindness throughout the world, be the very best version of yourself for all the kids to see.